This is a follow-up video on true panning using the PreSonus dual pan control. Now, I started off by creating two separate and independent monaural audio tracks in Audacity, where on one I said left, 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 and on the other one I said right, right, right. Then I combined them into a two-channel stereo track. And this is the way it sounds.
Left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
You can see over here on the
left, right, left,
volume level
right,
that it's
left,
two
right,
separate
left, right,
things.
left, right, left, right.
Okay. Then I exported the stereo audio two-channel file from Audacity and imported it to Studio One Pro 7. And this is where I did the experiments that I showed in the previous video in this topic to verify that true panning can be done using the PreSonus dual pan control. Now, what I've done here is I added a crunch guitar from Composer Cloud Plus, and it's being played by the Opus, OPUS player that comes with that. And I've set up the crunch guitar to use the dual pan control. I've got the input balance set to far left, which means that it's going to focus on the left channel of the stereo instrument track. I've got it set to center because this thing here is a stereo balance control. It's completely useless for doing flying guitars and for doing true panning. All it does, if you move it to the left, it just makes the left channel as loud as it can be, and the right channel is silent. You move it to the right, it makes the right channel as loud as it can be, and it silences the left channel. It does not move the source material from either side to the center or the other side. Completely useless. People who work with sample sound libraries and music notation are kind of stuck with this. If you work with real instruments, they're going to be monaural, and then the panning controls on the mixing board will be true panning. So you can do flying guitars, you can have stuff all the way over on far left, move it to far right, do all kind of crazy stuff like they did in the 1960s, which you'll hear on Led Zeppelin songs, first couple albums. So here's the dual pan control. Remember, pegged to center on the stereo instrument track. I moved it to far left in dual pan for input balance. I've currently got the pan knob set to center. It's linked, and I've got the width set to center, and the pan law is minus 3 dB constant power sine cosine. When you're recording, you can manually move this knob, which is great, but it's not very precise. And so I did a little bit more research, and what I figured out is that you can automate it. You can automate this particular knob. And the way you do that is in Studio One Pro 7, you click on the A on your keyboard, and then that brings up automation, and then you have a line that you can now use to tell this knob what to do. Now, the key to it is that you want to click up here when you're in automation mode, and you want to click on Add Remove, and that's going to bring up this thing. And then you want to find audio down here. You want to click on audio. You want to then click on crunch guitar or whatever you named this slider over here. And then you want to click on inserts. And at that point, since you've got dual pan on there, you'll have the choices of what's available for automating dual pan. And what you discover after doing maybe some experiments, there'll be an item called linked pan. And so you want to move it from over here over to here, and then close it. And now you've got linked pan up here as an automated item on Crunch Guitar. I mean, it could be somebody's vocals, it could be a saxophone. Who cares? Dual pan is going to turn this stereo instrument track or a stereo audio track into a monaural instrument track or monaural audio track. And dual pan's going to let you do true panning. And so what I've got it doing, I'm going to click on A again on the keyboard. Now, for reference, this is the music notation. It's playing quarter notes, E quarter notes. And then it does some E whole notes that are tied together. And that's great. I usually go into track and set it one octave lower because guitar is transposed. That's another evil thing that happened centuries ago. Somebody decided that, well, people who play guitar don't need to know where middle C is. So they transposed it. So everybody thinks that middle C is the third fret on the low pitch A string on the guitar, but it's not. It's the first fret on the high pitch B string on the guitar. So unless you discover this, you're thinking, oh, well, yeah, like Elvis and the Beatles were all sopranos. No, they weren't sopranos. They were baritones and tenors. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to play this, and we're going to watch this pan control here. Click on A so you can actually see the curve up here. And we'll do it again. Not really so intuitive, but once you do some experiments and just click on stuff and figure out how it works, it does work very nicely. Okay, thanks.